I should have known the ground was about to crack open beneath me the second I stepped through the front door that evening. It was my 32nd birthday, and I had spent the whole day in our bustling catering kitchen in San Francisco, perfecting a massive 5-tier wedding cake for a high-profile tech executive's event that weekend. My fingers still carried the sweet scent of vanilla bean and silky buttercream. I was exhausted but quietly happy, imagining a simple night with my husband James, maybe some takeout pho from our favorite spot in the Mission, a quiet movie, and the small celebration he had vaguely promised. Instead, I found James sitting rigidly at our polished oak dining table with his mother, Gloria. Their faces were stone-cold, eyes gleaming with something sharp and predatory, like they had been waiting to spring a trap. James didn't rise to greet me with his usual hug or warm smile. Gloria sat perfectly upright in her tailored black blazer, silver hair flawless, crimson lipstick stark against her pale skin, clutching a thick manila folder like a weapon. "Come sit down, Lena," James said, his tone unnaturally formal, almost bureaucratic. Gloria's voice dripped false honey. "Happy birthday, dear." But I knew that tone. It was the same one she used before delivering a cutting remark disguised as concern. My heart began to race. I set my bag down slowly. "What's going on? Why do you both look like this?" James cleared his throat and straightened his tie. "We need to talk about our marriage. About the business. Our business, Harper Gourmet Catering. The Vietnamese-American fusion company we had built from scratch. The one that had started as my tiny home kitchen experiments using my grandmother's recipes from Hanoi and evolved into a thriving enterprise serving Silicon Valley events." Gloria slid the folder open, revealing official legal documents with embossed letterheads. "Sit, Lena," James repeated. Firmer now. I stayed standing, pulse thundering. Gloria's smile widened, teeth gleaming. "Since you insist on dragging this out, I'll be direct. James is divorcing you, and he's taking the business." The words slammed into me like a physical strike. I stumbled back a step. "What?" I whispered. James met my eyes, and I saw raw satisfaction there. A cruel pleasure that froze my blood. "It's over, Lena. Our marriage is finished, and the company is mine now." Gloria laughed, a cold, brittle sound that filled the room. "It was never really yours, was it? James's name is on every important document, the licenses, the accounts, the client contracts. You were just the cook, the hired help who got lucky." The insult landed like a slap. This house we had decorated together, the life I had poured my soul into for 8 years, James gestured dismissively. "The house is in my name too, funded by money from my side of the family. You'll need to leave." Gloria shoved the papers forward. "Sign the divorce papers, the eviction notice, and the business transfer. Make it easy on yourself." I stared at the stack. Everything I had built, everything I loved, being ripped away on my birthday. "You planned this," I said softly, voice trembling. "Both of you." James shrugged. "You were never going to fit into this family, Lena. You came from nothing, and you'll return to nothing. Just another immigrant girl chasing a dream that wasn't hers." Gloria chuckled. "Expensive trash we're finally discarding." They laughed together then, united in their cruelty, mocking me in the home I had made beautiful with careful touches, my grandmother's embroidered table runner, the family photos from Vietnam I had framed. In that moment of utter humiliation, something inside me shifted. A quiet resolve hardened. I reached out, took the papers, and signed every page deliberately, without reading a word. "There," I said calmly. "It's done." Their laughter died. Confusion flickered across their faces. I picked up my bag, walked to the door, and paused. Thank you, I said evenly, looking back one last time, for finally showing me exactly who you are. I closed the door softly behind me. They had no idea the storm I had already set in motion. 6 months earlier, life had felt unbreakable. I stood in our gleaming commercial kitchen, watching James proudly hang the business license, Harper Gourmet Catering in bold lettering. We did it, babe, he had said, wrapping his arms around me from behind. From your grandmother's old recipes in that cramped apartment to this, our future. I had leaned into him, proud and grateful. I had started with almost nothing, cooking fusion dishes, blending Vietnamese flavors with California freshness for James's tech colleagues. James handled the networking, the deals, the finances. I created the magic. But small cracks had appeared. Private phone calls James took outside or behind closed doors. When I asked, he brushed it off as business stress. Gloria began appearing more frequently during peak hours, criticizing my staffing choices loudly. James is the real visionary here. Lena is lucky to have him managing things. James never defended me fully. He brought documents weekly, tax forms, contracts, account updates, saying, "Don't worry about the legalese, I've checked it." I signed, trusting him completely. Partners. Husband and wife, why wouldn't I? Then came the late nights. The unfamiliar perfume on his clothes. The secretive smiles at his phone. Our intimacy faded to perfunctory gestures. The breaking point arrived 3 weeks before my birthday. Returning late to the kitchen for forgotten keys, I overheard James on the phone in his office. "No, Mom. She doesn't suspect a thing. She signs whatever I put in front of her. Too trusting. The lawyer says we hit her on her birthday, maximum impact. She'll be too stunned to fight." Gloria's voice crackled back. That girl has mooched off our family success long enough. Time to remind her of her place. I stood paralyzed in the hallway, heart-shattering. My husband was plotting my destruction with glee. But I stayed silent. Confronting him then would have been foolish. I needed proof, allies, and a plan. The next day I called in sick, the first time in years, and reached out to my best friend Mia Chen, our business manager and confidant from culinary school. I told her everything. We pored over documents at my table and uncovered the nightmare, a sole proprietorship under only James's name. Hidden accounts funneling client payments away. Massive loans collateralized against the business. Forged contracts routing major payments to his personal account. And worse, credit card charges for luxury hotels, jewelry, and an $8,500 diamond ring. Surveillance and records pointed to an affair with Rebecca Langford, daughter of a powerful Bay Area restaurant chain owner. James wasn't just leaving me for love or connections. He was stealing to cover massive gambling debts, over $85,000 owed to dangerous loan sharks. His mother had orchestrated introductions and helped doctor paperwork. The betrayal cut deeper than I could express. It wasn't mere greed. It was a systematic erasure of my worth, my contributions, my family's legacy of quiet endurance and hard work. Desperate but determined, I reached out to my estranged father, Victor Gwynn, a formidable real estate developer whose skyscrapers dotted the Bay Area. We had not spoken since I married James against his wishes. He had wanted a match within our community, someone who understood Vietnamese family values of loyalty, respect, and shared sacrifice. When he breaks you, my father had warned, don't come crying. Now, voice cracking, I called. He met me at a quiet cafe far from prying eyes. The years had silvered his hair, but his embrace still smelled of sawdust and quiet strength. I laid out every document, every humiliation. My father's jaw tightened with protective fury. That coward and his mother think they can destroy my daughter? He didn't offer money, he offered something more powerful, his network. lawyers specializing in fraud, private investigators, connections to judges who owed him favors from past campaigns and deals. Within hours, his team uncovered patterns of corruption in the lawyer aiding James, gambling ties that could lead to physical danger, and enough evidence to build an airtight case. For 2 agonizing weeks, I endured the performance, cooking breakfast for James, kissing him goodbye, smiling while recording conversations with a hidden device, photographing documents, capturing calls planning my ruin and his new life with Rebecca. The psychological toll was immense, the constant silence, the suppressed rage, the nightly tears in the shower as I questioned every memory of our marriage. But Vietnamese blood runs deep in resilience. I drew on stories my grandmother told of surviving hardship through patience and cunning. Not outburst. I quietly changed my name back to Lena Gwynn legally. Every signature James thought he was securing became worthless. On my birthday, I played the part perfectly, appearing devastated, signing as Gwynn, then walking out with quiet dignity. Minutes later, police, FBI agents, and my father's lawyer descended. James and Gloria were arrested for fraud, embezzlement, forgery, and conspiracy. Their corrupt attorney was taken in too. Loan sharks arrived to an empty, taped-off house. That night, desperate voicemails flooded my phone, James begging, sobbing, admitting everything as the sharks closed in and accounts froze. Gloria's screams echoed in the background. I saved them as proof of their brokenness. 1 year later, I stood in the gleaming kitchen of Nguyen's Legacy Bistro, my new flagship restaurant 3 times larger than before, featuring updated family recipes that drew critical acclaim and packed reservations. Mia was now full partner. My father, wearing a proud Papa Chef hat despite his terrible knife skills, had renovated the space and smoothed every permit. We had rebuilt our bond through weekly dinners and honest conversations about pride versus love. The court restored everything to me plus substantial damages. James received 5 years in federal prison, where gambling debts continued to haunt him in protective custody. Gloria served 3 years. Their reputations and futures lay in ruins. Rebecca vanished when the scandal broke. Late one night after a successful service, my phone rang, an unknown number. James's voice. Small and defeated, Lena. I saw the news about your restaurant. It looks incredible. I wanted to say congratulations. And I'm sorry. Truly sorry for everything. Do you think you could ever forgive me? I looked around at the thriving kitchen. My father laughing with staff. Mia toasting success. The peace I had earned through silent strength and calculated justice. James, I forgave you long ago, not for you, but to free myself. Holding on to hatred would have kept me trapped. I hope you find your own peace someday. But it won't be with me. I've moved forward. I hung up, deleted the number, and joined the celebration. Sometimes the deepest betrayals force us to reclaim our own worth. The best revenge isn't loud destruction, it's quiet rebuilding, honoring the endurance passed down through generations, and proving that no one can truly erase you when you refuse to stay broken. Karma doesn't always roar, sometimes it arrives silently, with the rich aroma of fresh banh mi and the glow of a 5-star kitchen filled with genuine love.